Jason Lee Podcast.
Welcome back to an all-new episode of the Jason Lee Podcast. I'm Jason Lee, the Vice Mayor of Stockton, California. I have to tell you something that happened that I didn't even tell you. I was invited to go to speak at an MLK event last week on behalf of the city as the Vice Mayor, and they didn't acknowledge me. They just didn't. They just said city council members are here, whatever. And so people in the audience started yelling, "The Vice Mayor is here! The Vice Mayor is here!" And they still didn't acknowledge. It was like, okay, whatever. And some of the pastors that were up there were pastors who had supported my opponent. So I know some people just haven't reconciled with the fact that I won. I'm the new Vice Mayor and District 6 rep. But anyway, so I just sat there with the Assemblywoman and the Senators team and the Congress people saying, it's whatever. And then the bishop, who was a guest from out of town, comes up to speak, and his whole message is trouble comes to town. The disruptor who will walk by his haters. And as he's telling the story, he's literally telling my story. So I'm like, yo, I'm saying, I'm like, yeah. And everybody in the room is laughing because they know, like, the connection, right? So when I got out there to give my award, you know, they were like, Assemblywoman Ransom, and the people clapped, and so and they clapped. And then when I just grabbed the mic, they were like, yeah. And I said, you know what, Bishop, I'm the disruptor that you talked about. And I hope that we take this video clip and we play it as a mantra for the city. But it just was very telling. That happened. And then at council, when I got to City Hall and I was about to walk into the room, this pastor was at the front with a stack of papers and hit me with the papers on my arm. And of course, I let the papers drop because I don't know what they are. But my point is that all these people playing around with God's kid gonna end up in a real firestorm. I think it's very telling about how people behave. You know, this political stuff has made me really look at how the world works, not just in Stockton, but nationally, that I understand people are passionate about the person they won, or, you know, may not like the person that won, but civility, respect, character. I mean, do we just throw that out the window because of politics? Because we may not agree with the president, Trump, but we're not losing our mind and being aggressive and assaultive. But then when Biden won the last campaign, they were motivated to go climb up in rage. Mm-hmm. How do we get people to see that it is what it is? But you could still fight for what you believe in policy-wise, whatever. But in terms of the individual, like, what are we supposed to do? Throw Trump out of office? Throw me out of office? What? What do we do?
Absolutely not. Like, I think it's such an extreme circumstance, because people who are motivated in that way, they feel like they're losing everything and everything's going to be taken away from them. It's like their perspective and their motivation is built on fear, where we know, like, this is just a moment, and like the real power is with God, and like we know we can get through this. We're going to move through this, like the way that you're moving through your city. And there's people who want to feel as if you stole something from them, but that's not the reality, you know? So I think we just have the ability to see things clearly when some people are just motivated by fear and anger, and it.
I ain't going nowhere. And I think, again, like I said during my speech when I got sworn in, that for me, leadership is about mathematics, addition and multiplication, not subtraction and division. So those who just want to be detractors or be negative, I'm just going to set them aside and focus on those who want to build, because there's so many people in Stockton that want to build, and so many people around the country. So I hope that those who are bitter, your person didn't win, you may not like a political position on something, or you just don't like the person, you're just a hater. It is what it is. Control what you can control, and let go what you can't. We can't control who the president is for 4 years, but we can definitely control how we feel about it and how we move. Same applies to me. All right, well, look, we're here for a special episode, and we got to get into some things. Right now, it's the time for Tea with Jason Lee. SEXpectations and money. If you connect the two, you might end up in a cell with Diddy. Well, when you exchange sexual favors with someone who isn't already your partner, are you eventually responsible to financially keep that person if you keep messing with them? Well, rapper Game posed this question recently, and this is what he said. If you give a man, cat, and he gives you eggplant, you both have made an even exchange. So after that, he's supposed to support you financially to keep you. And if he does, what do you do to even the scale at that point? Ask him for the male species. I mean, if we hook up, and by the way, I'm a vice mayor who does hook up. I mean, it happens. I'm human. There's no rule in law that says you can't hook up with a vice mayor. I don't hook up as often. Well, if we hook up and we have an exchange of a moment, am I required to financially help you? Absolutely not. In fact, I was extorted once where somebody said if I didn't give them money, they would go and tell everybody, and they posted this video and stuff of me kissing them or whatever. Thank God I never do any nudity or none of that. But that's the thing. I don't feel like there's any obligation, but I do believe that the parties have to have a conversation on what's the terms and conditions. We're going to hang out, whether you flew in or I flew out or we meet up. We're going to hang out. We're going to have this moment. And then when it's over, we're going to move on or we're going to keep hooking up. But I think the terms need to be discussed. I don't know that if you hook up and in your mind you think Hollywood Unlocked needs to now put me as a line item in the budget, but we didn't have that conversation because Hollywood Unlocked doesn't pay for sex, period. Put that on record. Nah, I don't think you should expect that. Do you?
No, I don't. I hope there's not a situation where two people are casually in some kind of sexual relationship and there's an expectation of exchange of money, because that's going to lead to extortion, like 100%.
But I just feel like expectations are all over. And that's why before, when I was in these streets and I had a hotation, I never accepted being flued out because I'm like, then you're going to expect something else. So I just provided my own and go.
Well, we've already talked about those conversations.
Correct.
When you get flued out. When you get flued out, you definitely have to do.
Correct.
So that should already be known. I don't know that somebody should believe that you need to be paid for. I think that, if you did the do or whatever, you got to go. But people have to talk. A lot of y'all don't talk no more. That's why you run around here with STDs, calling 911 to put the fire out on your penis and poo-poos, because you're too busy doing things you shouldn't be doing. Those of you on TikTok, do your thing and tag the person who this applies to. Now, besides financially keeping somebody, what are some of the other sexpectations that people may have or not approve of with hookups, sneaky links, boo things? Like, what are some other expectations?
I feel like you don't need an expectation. You just exchange genitals and that's it. We don't have to go to breakfast, nothing. Right? If it's just smashing.
If you don't wear a condom, is he required to pay for the plan B?
Yes.
No, because you allow them to dip
If
up
you
in there
shoot the
without
club
one.
up, you're paying.
You let them shoot it up. So it's on both
You
of
should
y'all.
have searched him at the door.
My only expectation or sex expectation is that you take a shower before you go.
Oh,
You
my
know what?
No, we're laughing, but you will be surprised.
Yes.
I don't understand people who want to have sex with somebody right out the gym. Like, you just came out the gym. You've been sweating, panting like a dog. You literally look like Gucci with his ears in the water. And then now you want to get in my clean white sheets? No. Absolutely not.
Brush your teeth, take a shower.
I do expect there to be good hygiene, but in terms of expectations afterwards, no. I mean, even to call back should be based on the vibe, right? Like, there shouldn't be an expectation like, "Are you going to call me?" I don't know. But you should know. I don't know.
No, I agree. Like, I don't think if there's no connection, well, one person might feel there's a connection, the other person may not. So I don't think there should be an expectation that it's going to go any further. And if it's not, maybe just tell the person it was nice to meet you. That was great.
Right.
I live in a constant state of, when is somebody going to try some, like, because as I do more, the people from like 10 years ago pop up. Well, you remember when you sent me a message on Instagram in 2020? I'm like, I don't even remember the Instagram message I sent yesterday. So I do see how, people, whatever, but everybody knows I'm a good receipt keeper. No, I don't think anybody owes anybody anything, especially when it's just a hookup. So if you have a sexpectation that isn't communicated, and if it's connected to money, that's whole shit. That just sexpectations and money is literally prostitution, right?
Yeah.
Now, let me say this. There was somebody that I hooked up with regularly, and let me be very careful on how I say this, and we still hook up from time to time, who nobody knows, and nobody will ever know, and I have made sure that they are taken care of because I care about them. But it's not based on the sex. Yeah. It's based on the relationship. Yeah, it's based on the relationship. Like, we'll never be together. They may already be in a situation. But that's my friend, And I will say to all of you out there, though, you should not lay with somebody if you want to be with them beyond the sex and they not make sure you're good. Because if you give yourself to somebody, women or men, and you get with somebody and they give themselves to you beyond just a hookup that you both mutually agree to, you talk about let's be down with each other. Then when you're down, they should be able to help you. I believe that because I know too many people who are just giving themselves away, and it's like, yo, you giving yourself away to somebody who ain't looking out for you at all. Not the SEXpectation where I have sex, I give you money, because that's literally prostitution. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
1,000%.
yeah. But like you said, I think that's just a deeper connection. It goes beyond.
It started with never asking me for nothing, but now it's like, which is fine because now they get used to it.
So for years, you just been taking care of them?
We're not going to get into my business.
Oh my God. I'm
But
like,
it's
oh my
not-
God. That's
I don't even want to say taking care of. I will say, like, I'm the one to initiate the question, are you good? And if the person says, nah, I got to deal with this or I got to deal with that, they're not telling me to get something. They're telling me, and then I make sure to help take care of that.
you look out.
I'm a real man.
Yeah.
And I'm also in therapy trying to find the one that I could do that with, not all these. Anyway.
Have you checked the email?
No. Oh, send an email to Date Jason. What is it?
Date Jason.
Date Jason
at
at
Hollywood
Hollywood.
Unlocked.
Oh, yeah. Send an email to datejason@hollywoodunlocked.com.
Let's play the balloon
Somebody did recently reach out who I was like, But I don't know. Again, I don't want to get too much into my business because now here comes the price. When you start talking about your business, it does welcome people in.
Mm-hmm.
DateJason@hollywoodunlocked.com.
I'm manifesting men for both of y'all 2025.
I'm manifesting a healthy grocery store in my community, stray dogs to be picked up, and more police and safety and a better relationship with the city and a man. All right, bye. Well, Kirk Franklin, he's in the news. Are pastors and gospel artists or any other church official banned from secular certain activities like twerking for the Lord? Well, we know it may be looked down upon to find your pastor and the first lady at a swingers party, but what if they're in Jamaica twerking? Do they get a pass? Gospel singer and friend, now to the show, you'll see later, Kirk Franklin recently caught the church's side eye when he was caught breaking it down during a performance in Jamaica. If you missed it, let me show you this little clip. I didn't see that as twerking. Did you see that as
No,
twerking?
twerking is like in the hips, like a thrust.
Twerking is what Cardi,
Popping
Sexy, all of them do on
Megan Thee
Instagram.
Stallion.
Right. Yeah, I didn't see that as twerking. I think Kirk gets criticized because he isn't like first of all, he's not a pastor, he's a performer. But he's treated like a bishop, where he's supposed to be in a cloak and a collar and, with a holy cross telling you how to condemn your sins. But one thing Kirk does is he knows how to bring younger people into Christ because he can connect to them in a cool way. I know Kirk, and, Kirk is, I've been personal time with Kirk to see like Kirk is a human being who performs gospel music and is a man. He's been open about his history with masturbation. Years ago on the Oprah Winfrey Show, when him and his wife talked about how masturbation almost ruined his life. Clearly, he stopped masturbating because he kept his wife and got his kids intact. But Kirk ended up apologizing, claiming that he was playing too much in public. Do you think this is just a matter of the internet overreacting?
I think it's people overreacting in general. Like, these are the same people who probably out there getting shot up, in the club, and they're not married.
But you said it best because you were like, he's a performer, not a pastor. But I'm like, even if Bishop T.D. Jakes was doing that, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Just a little booty pop.
Black people everywhere are upset that you just threw T.D. Jakes
Because he's a bishop.
in a twerk off when we know he's in trouble with the whole Diddy gate. Well,
allegedly.
Online.
See?
If I saw my pastor twerking, I would have a problem with that. You wouldn't have a problem with that?
No.
Okay, let me ask you this because I don't think you heard me. If you see your pastor twerking, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, because the pastor is just a man or a woman. They're just a human being.
Going to hell.
I disagree.
Twerking.
I think that's fine. Like, it's just an expression of dance.
Yeah.
It's not like
the first lady is bent over twerking. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I think if the first lady was like at a party and was like, "Hey,"
Lord
I wouldn't be
Lord
like,
created
"Oh, how
twerking."
dare you?" It's like, and again, the standards are not the same across the board. Now that's why I feel like this was
Leave him
nothing. This was
alone.
nothing at all.
Rob, if Rogina,
She wouldn't do it.
your mother,
She wouldn't do it.
who
Call her
is
right now.
slain in the Lord, would twerk somewhere,
I'll be like, get it, Mom.
well, you're a heathen. That's different.
No,
We know damn well God does not want people out twerking for
Where does
Birkins,
it say
let
that in
alone
the Bible?
twerking for Jesus.
Where does it say that in the Bible?
Okay, so you think it's okay?
that is okay. A real twerk, I don't know.
I'm talking about a real twerk. I'm not talking about that. Rob is convinced that it's okay.
If a pastor was on TikTok,
I mean, it's not
with their
sinful.
kid doing a TikTok dance, and there was a little twerk in the TikTok dance,
Yeah.
and the pastor was doing it with their kid, I don't care.
If anything, I
And
would
that's-
like him
it's just
more. I'd be
bring-
like,
yes,
okay,
bring
it's
it
so
together.
now that you brought
Yeah.
kids into it, now the kid goes and research what that dance was, find a whole twerk contest, and then now it's twerking all online. You're saying that it's okay.
I'm saying I don't think that this is.
When did you become an advocate for twerking?
Who cares? It's just a dance. I'm saying I don't think that it's not like they're masturbating in public. Like they're just dancing.
Okay,
Rob
but-
twerks in the
okay,
office
hold on.
randomly.
Well, Rob twerking
I
is
twerk
an
everywhere.
expectation. But a police officer who's in uniform to carry out its objective should not be twerking with their gun on and their uniform.
I've seen the videos of
And we saw the woman in the jail giving fellatio to the prisoner.
That's
not.
different.
No, it's the same.
No,
it's
it's
the sex
not.
act. Twerking is sex activity.
Again, just like the viral videos that go around of cops like dancing with the kids in the street. I think that's great because it gives a
Dancing
human
with kids in the street is different than twerking
But
with
I'm
your
saying-
gun on and your
but
badge.
Listen, I'm saying they're forming a
You are
connection.
you are validating your whoreness
No.
and all your activity by saying it's okay.
Just like in the other show we talked about, in the generation of Sexy Red, sometimes you have to find
Now
ways
you're
of connecting with younger people.
Now you're using Sexy Red
Yes.
as the baseline.
Yes, and the generation that can only connect to Sexy Red in 20
You're
seconds.
using
TikTok,
Sexy Red
I
as
think
the
it's
baseline judgment.
I think it's important for older generations or people who are older to find
relate.
ways to connect to younger
Okay, so your
audiences, and I
doctor,
don't think-
before they do a procedure, should be able to twerk.
I don't want them on making a video before I get an operation, but a lot of them do. They make videos for Instagram clicks. But if that's what you're gonna do, I guess do it.
So you would be okay getting a procedure when you just got all that lipo, that fat sucked out of you. If you saw your doctor twerking before your procedure, you would have felt comfortable
Well,
before?
I did tell them on my release form I do not want them filming content for social media because they do ask you now, is that okay?
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Before you go out?
No, before you
Before
go
they-
into the surgery, they say,
surgery.
can we film this? Like for a promotion.
Do they?
Stuff.
Yeah, you have
Yes.
to sign a waiver.
And
No,
I
they
said,
don't.
likeness.
So wait, so when I got my colonoscopy, you think he
well, I don't think
going up my butt?
the doctors weren't using social
That's-
media
now
that
that's
same
against
way
HIPAA.
at that point. But like, they're like, oh
It's
yeah,
not.
can we film it for purposes of promotional? I'm like, no. I don't.
Promotional
Because
purposes?
they promote their business with it. They like
Online?
Yes. I'm like, no.
Hell
This is
no.
taking a turn.
To any of my doctors, if I, in haste of getting in and out of your office, sign something that said you could put me online, you put me online, I will sue your grandmothers. And I mean
Oh my
that.
God.
I'm upset now. Get out of here. Well, let's talk about secrets that make it out in the public. Okay. What happens? I don't even know how to say this word. Posthumous. Is that it?
Mhm.
Posthumous?
That's posthumous.
Oh, I thought it was
Is it posthumous?
Yeah.
How you
Listen,
know?
You have the,
Ask Google
posthumous means
Translate.
post-death, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know what it means, but how you say it?
I
Posthumous.
think it's posthumous.
Oops. Hold.
Posthumous.
Posthumous.
Posthumous secrets made public. Is it distasteful to read private secrets after someone's death? Now, we recently saw 2 examples when Queen Patty being accused, well,
Allegedly.
of outing Sister Luther with Allison Hulker accusing her late husband, Stephen Twitch Boss. I ain't going to disrespect Luther like that, right? We saw Queen Patty disrespecting Luther. Anyway, and then Allison Hulker disrespected her late husband, Stephen Twitch Boss, and accused him of struggling with drug addiction before his death by suicide. If someone has a closet full of skeletons and someone finds them after you pass, are they permitted to reveal them to others and make the secrets public? Now, in Patti LaBelle's case with Luther Vandross, the 2 legendary singers were very, very close friends, and with Patti even taking care of Luther until the end in July of 2005. Luther died due to complications of a stroke. Then 12 years later in 2017, Patti had this to say on Watch What Happens Live with messy-ass Queen Andy. Look.
Luther started, how did you find Luther?
He came back stage at the Apollo Theater with clothes, pretending he was a designer. I'm chewing. And he wanted to meet us. And so I said, let him in. He came in with these dresses and beautiful because we were poor.
Yeah.
So he hooked us up with these gowns. I don't know where he got them. And then he became my first fan club president.
Wow.
And he became like my best friend.
Did he struggle with the idea of coming out publicly? Was that something that you talked about at all?
We talked about it. It was basically he did not want his mother to be, although she might have known, but he wasn't going to come out and say this to the world. And he had a lot of lady fans, and he told me that he just didn't want to upset the world.
He was known as he was a singer of love songs. And
yeah, but it was hard for him.
Yeah,
it was hard. What a wonderful man.
Yeah.
Here and Now. That was the song that was going to be at my wedding until I didn't know what Here or Now would be because I started having other feelings. Well, Patty's comments recently resurfaced in CNN's documentary on Luther called Luther, Never Too Much. Patty and her camp allegedly felt as if producers painted her as the villain by including the 2017 clip of her seemingly confirming year-long rumors about Luther's sexuality. Everybody thought he was gay. Now, do we agree that Patty outed her dear friend after his death or not? I mean, clearly she did, but didn't we already know he was gay? Or we assumed he was gay?
I think the assumption was there. And I think that was more the fault of the interviewer because they just kind of slipped that question in there because Patty was already on a roll answering questions. So no, I don't blame her for that. I don't think it was intentional. I don't think she was like, ask me if he was gay, but when we out there and I'm gonna answer the question like.
But let me say this, like when I die, and I don't have many secrets because I kind of put everything out there. Maybe I put too much out there. But when I die, I don't want people telling my personal business. Yeah. Like why? Like what is the purpose? What to let people know you really knew the real me, or like I don't feel like there's any secret that I don't want out. And I do, and if there was a secret I don't want out, I don't want it out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I think it's clear too, like if it's something that the person clearly throughout their life was like, I don't want to talk about this, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it.
Like I don't want people to know that I'm really straight. Because people typically only tell secrets that would hurt people, right? Mm-hmm. There's no secret that let me tell you something nobody really knows. He really loves helping people, right? Nobody ever tells a secret that makes you better,
right?
It's something that makes you worse or hurts
because it turns them into
like
a
dirty
celebrity.
Little secrets. But that's why if that ever happened to me, I hope ghosts exist because I will come back and haunt everybody and kill them.
I just don't think you should tell people's business. I mean, I know that coming from me is probably weird because they're like,
right.
Wait a minute. Every time I always say like, y'all always in people's business, they're like, you're literally in the business of people's business. I'm in the business of reporting the news. I don't be knowing what people are doing. Remember this other example we talked about when we talked about Allison Hulker allegedly making comments. Well, she made comments, not allegedly, about her deceased husband, Stephen Twitch Boss, that he had a drug addiction leading up to his suicide death in 2022. If you missed what she said, listen.
I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized Steven had addiction problems, and it's something that I kind of have been like, where was I involved in this? And I had to take some steps for myself to realize, like, I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other. But it's also not my job to do that. There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed. And it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue. So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out. But it also helped me process that he was going through so much. And he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone. Because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want other people to take on his pain.
Now, with Allison, are we deeming it wrong for making claims against her late husband? Yes, I think we talked about that on that show. Mm-hmm. We've already had this opinion. I think that if you're in love with somebody and that's your partner, you've created a union that you have to protect. And there's a certain level of vulnerability that friends have. But then when you're in love with somebody, intimately involved with them, laying next to them every night, sharing kids with them, the bills can't be paid, going through struggles. Like you share an intimate level of vulnerability that should be sacred. I don't know that this generation has any real respect for sacred stuff like that, but I think it's tacky.
I think even if it's your lover, even worse. But even if it's your enemy, like who are you to say anybody else is like true?
Well.
On the dead, that's crazy.
I think that when we're at war, we're still at war when you're dead.
You know what?
Am I supposed to see? This is what's wrong with all y'all fake people out there. You hate somebody, they die, and then you feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You were mean to them while they were alive. You hated them, they hated you. You attacked them, they attacked you, they die, and now you're... Those are people who need and desire people's comfort to make them feel validated. Nah, if you die and I don't like you, am I supposed to? I can have compassion if I choose, but like feel bad.
No, but you're not gonna like out somebody's dirty laundry after they pass. If that's your
Hollywood Unlocked might, because that's what Hollywood Unlocked does. It talks about people's clean and dirty laundry. Mm-hmm. No,
I mean Hollywood Unlocked. Yeah. I guess TMZ does it.
And they make money, a lot of money out of it.
But I think these are two different situations, too. I think one person is on a publicity tour about the person, and the other person was asked about the person. Mm. I just think they're different.
One is profiting from outing the person, and one is
an icon.
An icon senior citizen who literally just dropped it on accident.
Yeah.
Stop. Who put Patty in this scenario with this woman? Because Patty and Allison are two totally different type of women. And Patty don't deserve to be put in the same conversation with Allison. By the way, patty pies are so good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This lady was at my house. She had brought her homemade pie against a patty pie that was bought by Cheyenne. And Cheyenne talked so bad about this lady's pie behind her back. She's probably watching the show and learning for the first
Tiffany.
time. Her name is Tiffany?
Yeah, that works with Tasha
Why are you
Smith.
saying her name?
Oh. Because she worked with Tasha. She bought a patty pie. She was proud of her patty pie. Why is that bad?
Because my fans go and find people.
What's wrong with that?
But we didn't say her name. What's wrong is that you literally just told a secret. You fucking
That's not a secret.
Yes, that was. Nobody knew who had the... First of all, that pie was great.
It was good. I like her. She's cool.
See, that's what Patti LaBelle did. It's
this is why people don't want to come on my show.
Yeah.
Because of this, right? Because even though we're just in the room and it's like, oh my God, the way it amplifies on the internet is like, you just said Tasha Smith's friend Tiffany, that her pie was dry and did not have.
That was the patty pie.
No, the patty pie was
she bought the homemade pie.
Yes.
But the homemade pie was good.
The patty pie, which was better?
I didn't eat the patty pie.
Which one was drier?
I didn't eat the patty pie because I already know what patty pie tastes like.
Because y'all threw it in the trash.
No, because somebody had ate the whole patty pie.
No, they threw it in the trash.
They threw the patty pie in the... Well, they threw
I ate the whole patty pie.
They threw the second patty pie in the trash.
But you tried the homemade pie?
Tiffany's pie was good. I ate Tiffany's pie. It was good.
No one's ever going to come on this show.
I did not.
This is why nobody wants to come on my show.
Ever.
I have to wait for Blueface to get out to get another guest. All right. Oh, that was so messy. Tasha and Tiffany, that pie was... Hold on, where's that?
Yeah.
Even though after Rob bit into your pie, Tiffany, he said...
That is not true.
Bye.
Oh my God.
Can pregnant women dress sexy? I personally think so. Pregnancy is a beautiful thing, but can it also be sexy? Cory Ray, who was pregnant with her rapper boyfriend, Trippie Redd, well, are they still together?
I don't know now. He messed up.
Allegedly.
Recently caught backlash because she's such a body positive and sexy woman who believes just because she's pregnant doesn't mean she's going to tone down who she really is. She posted these photos with her growing belly. Look. Cute. Hands on my knees. Ooh, Tupac did it. Well, either way, Coy caught a lot of backlash from social media. Here's a photo of what her critics had to say. Busting it open while pregnant is crazy. Bro, you're pregnant. What are you doing? Imagine being born, growing up, and seeing your mom post this while pregnant. Yeah, nah, that star ain't making it any better, gang. You're a mother now, Coy. You got to chill. Coy remained silent, but her man, Trippie Redd, addressed the heat in a post in the lead. This is what Trippie said. Just because she's pregnant don't mean she can't be sexy. Hush. I like their cute little weird, kinky, gothy relationship. I think she looked great. I don't think she did anything wrong. It's not porn sexy doesn't mean. I mean, Rihanna's posted sexy photos. Beyonce, I think she posted. No, she didn't post something sexy. Beyonce's not really like the sexy. She don't push sexy like that. Yeah, I don't think that all the rappers have. Cardi B posted damn near something that should be on Pornhub. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think that women should be free to express themselves however they want.
I think women always look sexier with a belly. And Rihanna's really the first one to do like the whole crop top.
Oh, she's a trendsetter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, ooh, when I get pregnant, I'm about to do that. I'm about to come in here like.
I love when women have sexy pregnant photos. The coochie spread was a little much.
Why?
But
that's what he's gonna come out
see
of.
that later.
So what?
But I guess that's fine.
We only apply those rules to women. So how many?
I don't want to see no.
But she was also barely
dick
pregnant.
Okay, how many kids? Okay, this is not a bad photo. Here's the deal. Let me ask you a question. How many kids grow up and see family photos with their dad missing? Because I can tell you, I got a lot of them. So let's talk about that.
Well,
you want my mother busting it open before I come out is not half as bad as my dad being gone in every childhood photo.
I like sexy pregnant pictures, but if he was standing next to her with his bulge in a Speedo, would be like, oh, that's sexy, cool, that's
it's
cool.
trippy. No, we didn't ask to see that.
Right. But Koi also barely looks pregnant in that photo. I feel like if she was like
looks
9
pretty.
months.
I just said the
Koi, you look
open,
great.
was a little much.
We are not going to lose another guest to this show and make Marina's job harder because Rob has a problem that you have a vagina and he doesn't.
I have a problem.
And don't make a pie.
Yo, pie is crazy. Yo, Tiffany, your pie was good. I don't know why Rob threw so much shit on it. All right. Anyway, bye. Is it okay to kiss kids on the lips? No. I don't even like looking at this photo right here. Because this looks like Roseanne Barr and Macaulay Culkin.
You know what?
Those
are like Nancy Pelosi.
Is it wrong for parents to kiss their children on the lips or other family members kissing their baby cousins, nieces, nephews, or grandchildren on the lips? Look, I don't know if there's anything wrong with kissing your kid on the lips. I don't want to make something wrong because the last time I said the white woman braiding the black kid's hair, y'all were all in the comments saying how I turned a positive moment negative. Yeah, I said it. It made me uncomfortable. But this makes me uncomfortable too. I don't want to see you kissing your kids. What if your kid doesn't know what's going on and sticks his tongue in your mouth? Now you're on child porn and now you're on the list. And grandparents, you know, teeth falling out and now your teeth is in my mouth because you try to kiss me and pass the little mint you got in church to me. No, I don't know that. I never grew up kissing my parents on the lips. Well, I didn't kiss my father anywhere because he wasn't around. But I didn't kiss my mother on the lips, and I didn't kiss my grandparents on the lips. They didn't kiss me. Maybe that's why I have issues with affection. Who knows? But many people grow up learning and teaching other kids not to kiss children on the lips, whether it's your own child, and definitely if it's somebody else's child, even though there are risks of transmitting diseases, flus, and other adult germs to babies, some people don't see any issue with kissing children on the lips.
I think it's disgusting, especially if you were just like going down on your girl or your guy the night before.
What?
I'm just saying, I don't think adults should put their mouth on the mouth of a child.
I think that's disgusting, but I also, before I got a dog, I was like, ew, how can anybody let their dog kiss, like tongue him in the mouth? But I'd be doing that to my dog. Like a little peck, but I'm not like making out with my dog.
I will kiss Gucci on the side of his cheek. His nose ain't touching my nose. His lip ain't touching my lip. And any of you, by the way, that kiss your dogs like that, that's bestiality. And
okay, but not when they make out. But if they just give you a little.
No. I mean, like
cute.
Chanel doesn't really lick me, but she does lick sometimes. You know when she's about to lick, I'll turn my face. I'll let her lick me here. I'll let her lick me here. You ain't finna put your lips in your and as cute as they are. No.
See, I don't mind if it's your owner, but like Jill came to my house and made out with my dog, and like she tongued my dog down, and I said, "Bitch, never."
Wait, she made
have
out
my
with your dog.
Yes,
like made out.
Like repetitive licks straight on the lips.
So we got to make sure Jill sees this.
Wait. First of all, we're gonna make sure she sees it. This is a photo of Jill. Well, Carlissa Sappho, Blueface's mother and twerk queen for the internet, had a lot to say when Krishan Rock's niece filmed herself kissing Carlissa's grandson, Krishan Jr. on the lips. Take a look.
He came in the midst of a lot of busyness in my life.
I'm disturbed by that. Now, I mean, I don't agree with Carlissa on a lot of things, but first of all, you were suffocating the poor kid, and give the kid neck support. I don't know why this kid has more videos out with not being properly supported by people who should know better. Why were you kissing? Ew. Like that was uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
It didn't even play out the full thing. She was like pulling on his bottom lip.
With her mouth?
No, she was not. Well, Carlissa had a lot to say. Look, I'm angry on so many levels because I don't know what I'd do if I saw someone put their lips in my baby's mouth. Jonathan Porter, you really are in a world of trouble. Well, Krishan's niece also responded back to Carlissa, and this is what Krishan's niece said. My baby cousin, the one that y'all love to hate, I can kiss him if I want to. Unlike, I need to start reading these slower because all the grammatical errors are making it really hard from this distance. Unlike over there with y'all, he's loved over here with us. Big love. Thanks for playing with my top, mentioning my name. I've been wanting my mother to slap you anyway, you witch bitch. Congratulations. Consequences pending. It's on site. You just don't get enough. Aunt Krishan bled and pissed you. The f you think my mama gonna do to you? That kid is being raised in a lot of love.
A lot. People are fighting over him.
Yeah, I don't think you guys should be kissing your kids in the mouth. And if you are, like, maybe that mwah is one thing, but like, good Lord.
A peck is
still a peck.
Period.
There was no reason to give flowers. I just like seeing the reaction. All right, that's it. That is it. Get rid of Roseanne. Let us know what topics you want us to discuss too, just by leaving them in the comments or send us an email or go on our Facebook or Instagram somewhere. All right, but thank you. Until next time, peace.
The Jason Lee Podcast.